Hey everybody, this is Jen Keenan at the Four Squares Residential Group at Keller Williams Realty, coming to you with my Love the Way You Live video series. I'm so excited this month to have with me my friend Dane Hollinger out in Bigfork, Montana, upper west, I guess I should say,
Northwest,
Midwest,
yeah. Yeah.
you know, the complete opposite side of Boston, obviously. And not urban. I mean, yeah, not urban.
Nope.
You got the log cabin right there in your office. I love it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I don't know anything about Montana. I don't know anything about Bigfork. So if somebody that I know here in Greater Boston were thinking about moving to Montana or Bigfork in particular, or your county, what should we know? Tell me about what it's like to live there.
Yeah. So we're, like you said, very northwest Montana. If you're familiar with where Glacier Park is, where I am now is about not quite an hour south of the west entrance to Glacier National Park. Flathead Lake, the largest freshwater lake, naturally occurring freshwater lake west of the Mississippi, is like right there.
Oh, cool. That's your claim to fame.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just we're in a very mountainous area. A lot of like the eastern part of the states is kind of the plains. So yeah, lots of trees, mountains, rivers, lakes, that kind of thing here. Plenty to do in the outdoor space.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think, certainly where I am, I can be in the ski area of New Hampshire in, 90 minutes to three hours, depending on how far you want to go. So certainly we have a lot of folks here that enjoy kind of the mountains in the sense of, skiing, hiking in the summer, rafting, things like that. So, you were on my list for that reason, because I think we'd have a lot of similarities of folks that like the outdoors, but, want to change the scenery, perhaps out of New England. A lot of relation there in that respect.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
And I'm assuming you're kind of all seasons and not just winter or summer focused, or tell me more about that.
Yeah, no, that's one of the points that I had here on my thing is we have
on your notes.
we have 4 full seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And that's kind of one of the surprises for people, that because a lot of people that move here come from climates that have a season, maybe 2 seasons.
Right. Yeah.
But if anyone from Boston has seasons too, so like it's not for someone coming from there, won't be too much of a surprise. But yeah, I mean there's snow on the ground outside right now. So
nice. We had a little dusting last week, but we haven't had too much yet. And you probably in general, I would suspect, get way more snow than we do. Just because, we get ice and it melts more, and we don't have that powder, I think, like a lot of folks have in other parts of the country.
Yeah, we get snow. You depend, all the winters are different, but usually about now is when it's on the ground, and it stays on the ground till late March. So
nice. So if folks were gonna reload, I guess really from anywhere, I mean, let's face it, anybody could be watching this video from anywhere, but certainly I'll be sharing it with my sphere and folks that I know. If they're thinking about making a move out there, what really do they need to know? Like, coming from I know nothing, where should they start? What should they know?
I think the main thing to know is we're still a rural area. If you're coming from a big metropolitan area or even the suburb of one, our services and what is available to you is far less than what you have at hand there. It's people here are a little more self-sustaining and that kind of thing, as opposed to you can't just drive into town and get whatever it is your heart desires at any hour of the day here. So after 9 o'clock in this town, it's pretty hard to find somewhere to eat dinner.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. No DoorDash, I'm assuming, in terms of delivery.
Not me. I don't know, maybe, but probably super expensive, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about property. We, before we started recording, we chatted a little bit about our kind of average sale prices. And I think it will surprise a lot of folks that, here in my county, our average sale price is about 700,000. Certainly where I am in the region I work the most, it's a little bit higher than that, depending on if you're getting a single family or a condo. Certainly you go a little bit farther away, a little bit farther out from Boston, that number comes down a little bit, but you're getting more house for your money. So
Right.
talk a little bit about property out there. And obviously, folks, with COVID and everybody has this opportunity now to work remotely. So, you could be working from your vacation home to some degree, right?
A lot of people have been, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me more about the property and kind of what people are buying out there.
Yeah, so COVID really changed the face of real estate here in Montana as a whole, because as you said, everyone can, or a lot of people can now work from home or work wherever. So a lot of people just, I mean, it was like flip of the switch. I guess it would have been like April of 2020, our governor did away with the quarantine stuff, and it was like, it was pouring gasoline on the fire. Like we already had a pretty strong real estate market, and then it just went nuts. Our team kind of focuses on waterfront properties here, and on, just for an example, Flathead Lake alone, the average sales price on Flathead Lake just in 2020 and mainly after April 2020 went up 40%.
Wow.
So really in about 8 months, the market went up 40%, which
That's
is
insane.
insane.
That's insane.
And everything else, not just waterfront, everything else has followed suit, not maybe to that degree, but I still am in shock of what I'm seeing stuff selling for here compared to what I mean, I was born and raised here. So, and my family's been in real estate for 40 years. So I'm used to it. But I can't even, it's pretty hard to believe.
Well, and I love that you mentioned the waterfront too, because certainly here, if you're in Boston, you can have waterfront in terms of ocean. Up in New Hampshire, we have Lake Winnipesaukee, which is a beautiful, we have many lakes up there that people love their waterfronts and have, their fishing boats in the summer and whatnot. So the fact they can still have that lifestyle out there, I think would be appealing to a lot of folks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's I can't remember the exact number, but just in this county alone, we have like 90 some different lakes. So, and a bunch of rivers to go along with that. So there's a lot of waterfront to be
I
had.
know it's my husband's dream to be out there. And we've talked about this before, you're a hunter, he's a hunter. And, I always tease him. I always say, if you didn't meet me, you'd be living in a cabin in the woods by yourself with a dog and a gun in your lap. I would say you'd be the Unabomber without the bomber.
The Unabomber was not far from where I am right now.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny that came up. All right, I gave you permission to share your screen. So if you want to we'll do a little show and tell and show me some houses. I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, I'll just kind of,
just a couple of examples.
Yeah, what I did is you had told me, can you see that?
No.
Hold on.
There we go.
So you guys said that your average sales price was somewhere around 700. So these are just right in my little town of Bigfork here. For
That's
700.
Beautiful. Wow. Now, how big is that?
That one is 4,800 square feet.
Okay, that is easily double anything that we have here.
Okay.
So in terms of, in terms of what you're getting for your money, in terms of square footage, wow.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we have a huge variety too. So here's the next one, same price, 700,000. This is a townhouse on a golf course.
Okay.
So it's on a golf course, so you're paying the golf course price.
Yeah.
For quite a bit less square footage, a very nice space, but still, I think this was only like 12 or 1,400. Oh no, sorry, it was 2,200.
Okay, that's still that's still pretty comparable in terms of what you would get here, give or take.
Yeah. And then this was just another one that's kind of in a little subdivision here in town. So I kind of had like an out of town one, right in town on the golf course, and then this one's in town, but in more of like a subdivision neighborhood kind of thing.
Yeah. And what like are you doing a lot of building out there? Are these newer construction or?
No, these ones are, I mean, there's a lot of building going on. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But none of these were new construction.
Okay.
And so that was kind of a COVID thing too. There was building going on here before COVID, and then COVID hit. Like our inventory right now is insanely low. If I did a search to see if there was any active listings I could show you. There's one listing in Bigfork right now between 650 and 750, and
Wow.
it's a condo listing of ours, and that's it.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, well, I guess I better use closed listings for this.
Well, it's funny when I say new construction, a lot of our homes here could be 100+ years old. So to me, new construction is within 20 years.
No, sorry. Well, then that definition, I mean, that last one was 2018. So that's
okay.
new.
So
that townhouse
so that's new. Yes.
Yeah, 2006 and then 1996. So
yeah, those are all new.
Yeah. Right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then so the average sales price in our county as a whole is about it's a little above 650, so pretty close to where you're at. But then just here in Bigfork, it's actually 885.
Okay.
So and kind of different areas of the valley have different. So like Whitefish is to the north of us. A lot of people know about Whitefish. I actually don't know what the average sales price in Whitefish is, but if it were over $1 million, I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah. Okay. But again, you're getting significant square footage.
Not Whitefish.
No. Okay.
Yeah. So this is kind of like in Bigfork, this would be like your average sales price, average what you get for, this is 850. So a little under.
It's beautiful.
But a very nice home. Actually, this is like a house some of my friends grew up in.
Funny. For anyone who's a fan of Yellowstone, this is, here's your Dutton-esque ranch.
Okay, well, that's funny because that was
property.
in my notes here for each other, Yellowstone. So
yeah, it's funny though. Yeah, these reminded me of that set of the ranch on that set. That's really funny.
Yeah, so here's a $900,000 one. So this is really close to the average sales price.
Dane, I want to come live there. It looks awesome.
Yeah, that was actually, it's funny. Well, are you going to ask me about the 3 surprises? Because I had. Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know the.
We'll get there
then. Three things that only locals know, or 3 surprises.
You want me to turn off the screen share now?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. So yeah, that's what you get for the money. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's great, and I think it's just to see the scale and the grandness of those homes. I mean, they truly are these beautiful homes. In the mountains, in the woods. And really, obviously, that's what you're buying for lifestyle when you come to Montana, and you're just that all-encompassing mountains and lakes and green. It's just beautiful. And
yeah,
I cannot wait to come visit. It is on my list.
All right.
And again, I might have to send my husband out hunting with you.
That's fine.
We'll do a hunting trip, and then I can just stay back in the cabin.
There you go.
All right, absolutely. So tell me the 3 surprises or 3 things only locals know. I'm not sure what was on your list.
Yeah, this was kind of, I don't know, I thought about this one and put some thought in it. My first one I wrote down was, I was going to just put don't go to the national parks, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because people want to go. So I changed it to don't go to the national parks in the summer.
Okay, fair enough.
Because we don't have traffic in Montana, like problems, like you don't sit in a traffic jam anywhere unless you go to a national park, and then you sit in traffic.
Okay, so good to know.
Suggestion is, and what the locals do is around here is I don't know hardly anyone that goes to Glacier Park in the summer, but in September and October, that's when we all go and we have the place to ourselves. So, and I would, if you want to see Glacier Park and enjoy it, don't come in July or August. Come in September or October, and it'll be a completely different experience.
That is an amazing tip, because obviously, and I think too, I love here, like the shoulder seasons here are amazing, right?
We have the same thing here.
And that's really, when everybody goes home, and it's same with Cape Cod, like when it's not busy, those are the times you want to go. So that's a really good tip.
Yeah, and the weather, it's September especially, the weather's still super nice, and all the leaves and everything are changing color. So it's super pretty, and it's like a fraction of the people. So
Perfect. All right.
yeah.
What else? Hit me with some more
Um,
tips.
my other one was we do actually have winter. Like tons of people come here in July and August, and it's, sunny and 75 degrees every day, and they're fishing and rafting and hiking and biking and doing all the stuff, and it's like heaven on earth. And they forget that the other 10 months out of the year exist, and they move here and they're like, oh my
They're like,
goodness.
what did I do? Oh
Yeah,
my
I had a
God.
couple move here from Nashville. Well, from Nashville via Florida,
Oh.
and they kind of bought a house without ever spending any time here. They'd watched a TV show, which will be my next point, and bought this house in Montana. They lasted one winter, sold it, and moved back, skipped Nashville, went all the way back to Florida. So
That's actually, and it's funny because I've done probably a dozen of these videos by now. And, we talk a lot about like go there and go visit and get the lay of the land.
yeah,
But I think going at different times of the year is also important,
yeah,
especially if you might be thinking about, maybe this is my retirement or like my exit strategy. And I'm thinking
right,
about places to go, but I'm not, maybe it's 5 years before I'm making my decision.
yeah.
Go different times of the year because it will be different. That's a really good point that actually has never come up in one of these
Yeah,
conversations.
no,
So
I come
kudos
here
for
right
that.
now because December is a good time to come. There's snow on the ground. The sun doesn't come up till like 8:30, and it goes down to 4:45. A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah, that's dark. I mean,
Yeah,
it's up late here too, but we're about to be on the other end of that. We only got to
right.
get through the end of January, and then we get 5 o'clock light again. But
Yeah,
November is rough on that.
yeah. So yeah, and then kind of off that TV point, my third, and this is kind of dumb, but it's real, is that my third point was Yellowstone is fake. And no one believes me, but you cannot believe how many phone calls we get with people who say, oh, I was watching Yellowstone, I want to move to Montana now. And I'm like, okay, have you ever been here? No. And I'm like, holy cow, like
Right.
I didn't watch Lord of the Rings and think I need to move to New Zealand, but I don't
I
know.
love it. I
So
mean, no, it's true.
yeah,
It's so funny that, shows these days, whether it's HGTV or a show like Yellowstone or,
right,
Twilight, everybody went to the, upper, Seattle area. It's like,
right.
come on,
Yeah.
for
And
Portland.
well, actually, Doug, our mutual coach,
Yeah.
he on our call the other day, he goes, you're not, because I've been telling him about this Yellowstone ridiculousness we're having right now. And he goes, you're not going to believe this. He started watching Yellowstone with his wife, and he's like, I didn't say anything. And he's like, about 30 minutes in, she goes, we should move to Montana. I was like, oh my gosh.
We're all going to come visit first, and then we will
Yeah.
get the lay of the
No, come in
land.
December or February.
Yes. Yes.
But
Awesome. Well, Dane, I cannot thank you enough for your time. This has been amazing. And I'm so, I really love doing these videos and sharing my friends throughout the country, with my sphere and my clients, and knowing that they have a resource, whether they want to move there or even just come visit or they're planning a trip to Montana, let me know. I'll hook you up with Dane. He can show
yeah,
you around a little bit, give you some insider tips.
yeah,
This the whole point of this is just like, bringing our world in a little bit. So
for sure.
thank you so much, Dane
Yeah.
Hollinger, Bigfork, Montana.
Yeah,
And
if
yeah,
anyone's planning a trip out here, give me a call. I was born and raised here, and I really enjoy hunting and fishing in the outdoors, skiing, everything. So
awesome.
and I guide fishing trips on the side too, just because I love fishing so much.
Fantastic.
I couldn't not do it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
great. All right. Well, again, everybody that's watching this, thank you so much. And until next time, I hope you love the way you live.